friend will get that situated. I just got to get the Instagram up on a Monday, and then we will be live. Come on, Instagram. I swear, hopefully they'll get that fixed. With Instagram will catch up, and there it is. And we are good. Hello, hello, hello. It's your boy, the Beast One. Welcome to another episode of Dad Mentality Podcast. Sorry about the delay, but we are here. We're here. I have been talking all this week about bringing the actual kids that are doing good. I'm getting tired of everybody talking about how kids are out here wilding out, this, that, and the other, while the kids that are doing great are not getting their shine. So we got three great kids we're going to have join us today. We got my man, Cash Aylor. You'll know him from our resident chief and specialist, Chief Aylor. And also we got my daughter, Trinity Glover, and her friend, Monty Hamilton, joining us. All great kids that graduated, that are going to college, and you're going to get to hear about what they got going up and what it really is like nowadays growing up in high school. So we're going to check it out. Y'all know what it is. It's Dad Mentality.
What is that's mentality? What it is? The mentality of taking care of family. As a man, I get lonely. I can't even call my homies, but I answer every call when my kids call me. I be there when they need me. They depending on me. They looking up to me. Sometimes we gotta fix our mental. Or maybe it's not meant to be a dad, a father, that's what men do. I made a promise to my kids, that's what I do. I just want them to do things better than I do. Or better yet, better things that I did. What is that's mentality? What it is? The mentality of taking care of family. As a man, I get lonely. I can't even call my homies, but I answer every call when my kids call me. I be there when they need me. They depending on me. They looking up to me. Welcome to the show, shout out to the coach. And Maddie Ice Cold Crypto. And each one, teach one. That's mentality, we just try and reach one. What is, that's mentality.
Hello. It's your boy, the Beast One. Welcome back to Dad's Mentality. I'm going to let y'all know right now, if you're in the comments, please go to Dad Mentality, hit your post. Unfortunately, I broke my phone this week, so I can't even make my page active for comments. But, go to the comments on Dad Mentality. We'll definitely post it on there. If you have a graduate you want us to send a shout out to, make sure that you put them in the comments, and that way we can send them a shout out. But, welcome to the show. As y'all know, I don't do it by myself. I have my boys joining me today. Y'all know him as the Diversified Hustler. Y'all know him as the Ice Cream Man. You also know him. Sorry, I got the girls doing stuff. Got him known as the Matty Ice Cold Crypto. What's going on, Matty Ice? How you doing today, sir?
What's good, man? I'm doing great, fellas, man. Happy to be here on this Monday.
Man, happy to join. Just in case you didn't know, the intro you just saw was done by Art by Guapo. That is also Matty Ice's son. So talk about another great gentleman who's out there doing things. If you haven't checked him out, he's on The Knox. He has The Knox. It's on YouTube. You can check it out. It's an animated series, loosely based on his life that he's created. Another young man doing great things that I kind of put in our dad mentality universe. You definitely should have seen, we do a watch party for him every month. His next episode will be coming out at the end of this month, and make sure y'all come check it out. But also, you got joining us, y'all know I've known this man since we were 4 years old, playing in the sandbox we always grew up together, took care of each other, and always been boys, and got back together and started a podcast. Is my man Vance Robs, aka Coach. What's going on, Coach?
What's good with you? How y'all doing today?
Man, doing great. Doing great. So we got some special people with us today. I don't know if the girls got themselves together yet. Hopefully they'll unmute when they are. But in case, we're gonna go ahead and go to I'll give him the man of the hour. So this gentleman, y'all are let me go ahead and introduce his father, even though he's not really important to this conversation right now. But we're gonna go ahead and introduce him. Y'all know him because he's our resident military expert. He's joined us several times on the podcast talking about a lot of things, mental health and everything like that. But y'all know him as Chief Aylor. What's going on, Chief? How you doing today, sir?
What's up, good people? It's always a good year when the Commanders have a good year. Hail to the Redskins for life.
I love that energy. I love that energy. That's what I'm talking about.
Y'all paid him for that plug.
But also, we want to introduce this young gentleman who I am actually very, very impressed with. This gentleman is valedictorian of his school. He got to do the big speech that all of us get to see, but never, he's the first person I've actually met and known to be the valedictorian. I'm sure. Now, you got to get, when after I introduce you, though, Cash, I want you to tell me, what was your GPA? I know you're going to Virginia Tech, you know what I'm saying? And you're going for, if I remember correct, it's biology or no, it's engineering, one of the two. What is it?
It's medicinal chemistry.
Medicinal chemistry, okay. So, this gentleman is the valedictorian from school. So how you doing, Cash? Aylor, what's going on, sir?
I'm good. Blessed to be here. My GPA was a 4.8. I took a bunch of different AP classes. I think at the end, I took 10 different AP classes, one dual enrollment, and all honors classes. So it was definitely a blessing to receive that title.
Okay, and you're excited about Virginia Tech, right? That's where we're going to school?
Yes, I'm so excited.
Excellent. And if I'm correct, your sister already goes there, right?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Okay. So, they got a family scholar. So now I'm going to introduce my two of my very favorite ladies. One is very attached to me. I know she had a 3.5 GPA. At least that's what she told me she had at the end. But, she will be going to Towson also, and her friend Monty Hamilton, who's also, I consider her my adopted daughter. You know what I'm saying? And they both will be going to Towson. So give us your GPA and tell us what you're going to school for. Oh, they don't got no sound. Come on, ladies. Let's get some sound.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. There we go. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, my GPA leaving school was, I think, 3.4, and I'm going to Towson University for theater.
Okay.
My name is Trinity, as you all know. My GPA, we're just going to round it up to a 3.5, and I'm going to school for nursing at Towson University.
There we go. So we got three young gentlemen and ladies that I wanted to bring on here and just have a candid conversation about what it really is like to be in high school now in the 2020s, because all us old folks have this imagination that it's like East Side High from that's the show from Lean On Me still going on, and I'm trying to tell people it's different, that there's a lot of kids out here, a lot of people out here doing great things, including the ones that we have on the show today. But before we get into that, we do have to do our self-care check-in, because we believe mental health is important here in Dad Mentality, and that talking to somebody about what's going on in your life and is important. If you don't do it with your friends, parents, or someone who is a specialist for that, get it done. But we're going to start off here telling about our week. Fellas, I'm going to go ahead and go first and get it started off. And for me, I'm about an 8. I definitely had strong feelings off of last week coming out. I was in the 10 last week. This week is kind of, we was talking about it before we started the stream today, that when the coach said, when you're walking in God's purpose, that the devil attacks you. And I kind of feel like, the devil does do that when you are walking in His purpose. I think we talked about it before that when you're doing the things that the devil wants you to do, then he ain't messing with you. But he does when you're doing the things that God has set for you. And I kind of feel like that's where I'm walking now. It is difficult, but I have to be patient and keep on going. So, but it still does bother you. So, I'm gonna give myself a strong 8. I was excited about the show today, and really, this show really helps me reset my week. That's why I'm glad we do it on a Monday, so that kind of gets me in the right mind frame for the rest of the week. But right now I'm on 8, and that's what I'm gonna leave it at. Matty Ice, where you at?
I'm sitting around about 7.5, man. Feeling good overall. Just trying to still work out my schedule, man. Getting used to some new things that I'm doing. A little tired, but overall, man, life is good. With things, family is good and everything, man. I've been through some graduations and different send-offs and stuff like that, man. So feeling good, man. Just a little tired some days, man. Just trying to keep my mind focused, man, on some different things and continue to move forward and take advantage of some opportunities that's there. But still working. Can definitely feel better. So that's why I'm gonna say I'm about a 7.5 right now.
Okay, 7.5. Coach, where you at?
Man, last 2 weeks been a little tough for me, so I'm probably hovering around a 5. I'm about 50 with it right now. Like, you know what I mean? Battling some internal things, battling some external things. It's a lot going on right now. So just trying to remind myself of pretty much the value added piece, you know what I'm saying, and the various aspects of my life, right? So the last 2 weeks been kind of tough, you know what I mean? It's been busy. So but when my mind is idle, it gets tough. So that's really what's been going on last week. So I say about a 5 right now.
Okay, hopefully we can get that up. We're gonna go ahead and go to the last old man of the group first. Let's see how he's feeling, and that is Chief Aylor. How are you feeling today, sir?
Hey man, I'm honestly, man, I'm on 10, bro. Just to be here with y'all, to see my son graduate and to see my niece graduate. And but now I'm kind of driven to read something to y'all. This is Philippians 4:6-9. It says, don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank him for all he has done. Then you will experience God's peace, which exceeds anything we can understand. His peace will guard your hearts and minds. I messed my phone up. His peace will guard your heart and minds as you live in Christ Jesus. And now, dear brothers and sisters, one final thing. Fix your thoughts on what is true and honorable and right and pure and lovely and admirable. Think about these things that are excellent and worthy of praise. Keep putting into practice all you learned and received from me, everything you heard from me and saw me doing. Then the God of peace will be with you. Hey man, 10 to 10, man. Let's turn them 5s and 7s and 8s. Let's turn them into 10s, bro. But I get it. We all got to walk through it. But that's where I'm at, bro.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, it's peaks and valleys, brother. It's peaks and valleys. Don't worry. Just because things go down and you get into a valley, you always know that it's going to go back up. You know what I'm saying? And you got to live through those times that you are 10s to give you the strength for those times that you are 5s. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To let you know that it ain't nothing but you know what I'm saying? Everything is a moment. So, it's just we talking about where we are in this moment. And in 30 seconds from now, I could be back at a 10. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So,
right.
I got to, my daughter's out with her friend Monty, so we got the house to ourselves. So I might be at a 10 after this. You know what I'm saying?
Easy.
But anyway, we're going to keep it moving. So I would go ahead and go with you, Cash. How you feeling? Give us your rating from 0 to 10.
Honestly, I'm at a 9. I'm just happy to be graduated, and only reason I'm not at a 10 is because I'm just doing everything for Virginia Tech, which it can be stressful at times, but it's really good. It's rewarding as well. So I think a 9 really suits where I am this week.
All right. Excellent. Monty, where you at? 0 to 10? Let us know what you got going on coming up this week.
I'd say I'm a 10. Mainly because of today. I graduated and I got to go out to eat with Trinity and a lot of my family. And it was honestly the best time ever. I had so much fun. And today
Congratulations.
thank you.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Congratulations. Okay. On 10, where you at, Trinity?
I'm at a 10 because they bestie Westie just graduated. I also want to say, since you want to be at a 10, that I'm not home. No breakfast, no lunch, no dinner, no lunner, no dinner, no nothing.
Okay, I don't even know what that means, but
It means
all
I'm
right.
not no food.
Oh, okay. Well, it don't matter. You moving out anyway, so we gonna have to learn to survive anyway. But it's all good. But we're gonna get ready and move into today's topic. So before we start today's topic, I did want to share with y'all Cash's valedictorian speech. It was something that I watched, and it really kind of moved me and actually started this whole thing to make me want to do this episode. I definitely, as soon as I watched it, I shared it with my daughter. Also shared it with a bunch of my friends, my friends in the podcast community, just to really show that kids are out here doing different. You know what I'm saying? I really feel that this generation, I think, and we've talked about this on the podcast, that these generation of kids that are coming up right now are really going to be the ones to change the world. You know what I'm saying? And really be the ones to make a different impact even further than we've gone before, especially for our children. So, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some very proud parents yelling throughout this, so we might have to excuse a little bit of that. But the message is there. So, let's check it out and talk about it afterwards.
Class of 2025. The highest academic honor bestowed on any student is the title of valedictorian. Yes! The student has a bright future ahead as well, pursuing a medicinal chemistry degree at Virginia Tech. Woo! Our valedictorian for the class of 2025 is our senior class president, James Cat.
Let's go, boy!
Good afternoon and welcome to our esteemed guests, faculty, family, and to the graduating class of 2025. My name is Aylor, the senior class president, and wait for it, your valedictorian. Before I begin with my speech, I would like to first give thanks to God. Proverbs 3 verses 5 through 6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths," which is a verse that I've kept close to my heart as I processed through my years in high school. Next, I would like to thank all my family that came. All the prayers you pray and the words of affirmation you give to aid in my success in high school. To my sister, Kira. Thank you for always standing up for me and protecting me. Even when I enjoy the life out of you, those late night Walmart trips and tea times will always be a cherished memory that I have with you, and I hope to make more with you at Virginia Tech. Mom and Dad, thank you for always believing in me when I didn't even believe in myself. When I was rejected from programs that were life or death for me, your accepting arms of love and correction reversed all the long nights of tears, anger, and anxiety, which proves to me your dedication and pure support of my goals. Words cannot describe how much I love each and every single one of you, and I'm so grateful that you came today. Thank you.
We love you too,
To my friends, thank you for the late night triple dipper runs, along with the deep conversations. Moments like Friday Night Lights with my corner of friends in the stands while in marching band filled my spirit with joy and excitement to be active in school. To my teachers, there's just so many of you. Thank you so much for everything you've done for me, for all the easy and all the hard assignments. Each assignment has played a crucial role in shaping who I am today, and I couldn't be more grateful for your hard work and dedication to my success. 4 years ago, on August 21st, 2021, I stepped outside a 2004 Mustang convertible, shaken, slightly car sick from the drive, and completely unsure of what the next chapter would hold. Although my sister's driving might have been a little questionable, what came next was not. It was the beginning of a journey shared with over 500 students, each of us stepping into high school with our own hopes, fears, and dreams. Some of us were excited, some of us were terrified, and some of us, like me, was just trying to keep our breakfast down. But nevertheless, we showed up. Day after day, we kept pushing. We laughed, we cried. We definitely failed, but we also succeeded. We found comfort in friendships, in routines, in classrooms, and sometimes even in the chaos. And through all of that, we try to find our place, what one might call a mold where we thought we were supposed to belong. But here's the thing about molds. They're not all one size fits all. We grow up thinking there's a right way to be, a certain personality to have, a path to follow, a version of ourselves that's more acceptable, more likable, or more perfect. I spent so much time trying to force myself into molds that were never made for me. Over the past 4 years, I've changed the way I dressed, the way I act, the way I talk. And let me tell you something, it is so exhausting, so exhausting. Pretending to be someone you're not just to fit in wears you down. On top of our rigorous schedules and challenging relationships, the pretense of being someone you're not chips away at your joy, your energy, your identity. And that need to belong, man, I tell you, it is so controlling. So many of us try to squeeze into roles and expectations just to avoid being judged or left behind. We chase approval at the cost of our mental health, our peace, and our self-efficiency. But in the end, we have to come to terms with being judged. Once you decide to build your own mold, you have to be okay with the fact that some people will not like you. Some people will hate you for simply embracing who you are. And that sucks. But just know the people that actually care for you and want to see you succeed will be there every step of the way. So here's what I've learned. The moment you stop trying to fit into spaces that weren't built for you, that's the moment you break free. You break free from the pressure. You break free from the anxiety. You break free from the fear of not being enough.
Yes, son!
Yes! Yourself. Yes! Not selfishly, but honestly. You start to protect your peace, prioritize your well-being. Yes! In that place of strength, you can give your best of yourself to others. If I could leave you with just one piece of advice, something you probably heard like 15 million times, it would be this: be yourself. But really, be yourself. Define who you are and hold that close to your heart. Because there will always be people who try to reshape you, who tell you you're too much or you're not enough. Let them talk. Let that noise ring, because their words don't get to decide your word. And if you ever feel like you don't have the right personality, the right car, the right job, or the right scholarship, remember, there is always a mold made just for you. Uniquely, intentionally, divinely made for you. And parents, with the path that these students are on, trust me, they are going to be completing things that you would never even fathom to imagine. They are on a path of success, and this success will continue down their lineage through high school, through college, through jobs, through whatever they decide to pursue, they will always succeed. So those scrapes and bruises you get along the way, cherish them. And know the people that gave them to you really just want to be you. So as you
That's right.
High school, be unique, be spontaneous, and be great. Hey, and when all seems done, remember, a crumble cookie a day gives another opportunity to display. Congratulations, class of 2025.
All right, so there we go. So I'm gonna start with the young ladies and watching that valedictorian speech, and tell me what you thought about it. Monty, Trinity.
I had my valedictorian speech today, and looking at both Cash and her, it kind of makes me like, dang, how do you get the confidence to not only show that kind of energy, but also be able to like talk without stumbling? Because I didn't hear that man stumble not once, and then also be able to talk in front of like hundreds of people, including parents like watching you. I think that's kind of inspiring. It teaches, like, it motivates to be a little more courageous. Like, okay, I can do some things that I may be scared of. I also thought that the speech was very inspiring. Again, was very motivational, and it was just so nice hearing whoever it was recording that. It was so nice hearing their proud sniffles and yells. It was great. I know.
All right, Trinity, what do you think?
Monty kind of covered it all, but I wanted to know, how many chords did you have and how many medals did you have? Because that's what I was looking at. Because you had a lot of chords, and I was just like,
Yeah, I had like 10 chords, I think,
What?
and I think like 10 or 11 medals as well.
What was the chords for?
They were for like clubs, National Honor Society, and band, and like sports as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Period.
Okay. Well, I'll go to Matty Ice and Coach. What y'all think about the speech?
I thought it was like I said, it was great, man. I love the enthusiasm, man. Definitely tell that you spoke from the heart, man. I could definitely tell that your your parents did a wonderful job of raising you, what I mean, keeping you grounded, man. What I mean, I just love the way you spoke about being yourself, you know what I mean, not worrying about what others think about you, you know what I mean, staying true, you know what I mean, because that's what a lot of people need to hear, because you know what I mean, with social media and everything, there's a lot of pressure to think you got to keep up with the Joneses and all of this different things, man. But sometimes that puts unnecessary pressure on yourself instead of just focusing on yourself and what you're truly good at or gifted at, or what you're meant to be, or what you truly want to try to do. You know what I mean? So, man, I loved everything about it, man. And congratulations, man. And I wish you continued success.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely, man. Congratulations on, what I'm saying, your accomplishment with that, the valedictorian. I mean, that just proves consistency, right? I mean, because that's the only way you get that, right? You know what I'm saying? Your standard has to remain high consistently throughout high school. You know what I mean? And I know Lloyd ain't an easy high school to earn that at, right? You know what I'm saying? So I congratulate you on that. I think that your message is perfect for the youth today, and remaining true to who you are. I mean, even adults can kind of learn from that message themselves too. So I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? It meant something to me to see you up there. You know what I'm saying? A young black man being a valedictorian at that school. You know what I mean? So,
yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, 100%. So, for me, it definitely hit home for me, because I remember vividly, high school. Actually, for me, I remember all the things that I was going through. And in ninth grade, I was going through a lot, trying to figure out myself, trying to figure out who I was, who I wanted to be, what I was going to become. It wasn't really until I found my wife, which wasn't until 11th grade, where I kind of got tired of pretending to be someone else. You know what I'm saying? And decided, she gave me that security to really just be myself, and not sit here and try to pretend to be all these things that at the time, I was really looking for myself. And I feel like that a lot of kids going into high school, young adults going into high school is a place where you can either find yourself or get lost. You know what I'm saying? And your speech definitely hit home for me. And just, because I remember feeling those feelings of trying to figure out who I was going to be, or who I even wanted to be, or who I was. You know what I'm saying? So, it was definitely, some people already have it in mind and know what it is. But so now that you heard how we feel about your speech, how was it for you writing it? And then I want your dad to tell us how he felt when he heard it. I don't know if he heard it before or what, but go ahead.
So the main thing with my speech was literally not to make it generic, because I did my research. I looked at other valedictorian speeches, other class president speeches, and they all start off with the generic 4 years and today we've made it. Congratulations, class. Like, it's cool, it's simple, but it's not really serving a purpose. So I wanted my speech to not only serve a purpose for the graduating class of 2025, but for everyone that was listening. And So when I thought about the message of talking about like molds and where we are in life and what's our purpose, I was like, this would be perfect to talk to the parents and talk to the students, because this could be a lesson that they could take after the graduation ceremony and think about it for years and years and spread that on to their children as well.
Okay. And what about you, Chief? How did you feel when you heard it? Did you hear it before too? I want to know if you pre-heard it or that was your first time experiencing.
Yeah, no, man. He did that all on his own. Didn't come and ask for help. Didn't want no practice. I was confident in him just because I've seen him put in that work consistently on a regular basis, and I know when he gets to hunting something, he's not going to stop till he catch it. So I was more nervous for his well-being. Like just wanting him to be strong and be himself, and like any parent to see their son at the free throw line. You want them to be calm, cool, and collective, right? And so that's what I was concerned about. But once he started talking, man, I already knew where he was at with it. Like he was hitting all the points that he needed to hit. I was extremely thankful that he put the word first. He put his sister second. He gave his thanks to me and my wife and our family. But man, when he took that deep breath and got into that mode, I was like, man, he got something, and I wasn't surprised, but I was just glad that everybody else got an opportunity to see what I see every day.
Excellent. Okay. All right. Now, I did have one more question that I just blanked out on, so I'll come back to it later. But we'll go back into now we're going to go and just talking about high school in general and just getting all your reference. So just because I think I told y'all earlier, but I want to make sure that the people here that are listening and watching understand why I'm having this conversation. So, I was joined with Althea McFarland and a couple other people on their podcast, the Morning Mac Show. She comes on here all the time and joins us. And they were talking about a lot of things. Now, they do talk about positive things, but I was getting tired of hearing just the negativity about, the young kids today. And I was just like, yo, these kids out here are doing like amazing, amazing things. It's not just out here, robbing, stealing, doing whatever, this, that, and the other. Like, I've met some kids, and I'm talking about, for me personally, Monty and my daughter and her friends, and even my oldest son who's 23, you know what I'm saying? I've met their friends and their family, and these kids are out here trying to change the world and do things, and they know it from a long time. Now I remember my question. My question real quick to you, Cash, is when you came into high school, was it your goal to be valedictorian? And what point of time did you actually realize that you wanted that goal and you were going for it?
Not really. When I came into my freshman year, my goal was just to keep all A's. It didn't really matter what classes I took. I had some C level, some honors, and only one AP. I just wanted to get A's and get through. But after I got my report card and I saw that I was ranked 4, I thought about it and I was like, I can easily get valedictorian as long as I put in the work and the effort. So for the past 3 years, I just worked really hard, had long nights of studying, and definitely like yelling at my computer or crumbling my papers or crying or whatever I had to do. But I just realized if I put in the effort and I put in the work, then I could easily get valedictorian. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. I wanted to ask that question too real quick. But now just going back real quick. So if, I'm sure that you, even in high school, you have, there's always two ends of the spectrum. There's the kids that are doing exceptional, and then there's the other kids that are not. You know what I'm saying? And do you guys and girls, everybody, I'm asking this, in high school today, when you're at a level of getting a valedictorian or Monty, y'all are definitely honor students as well. Do you notice how heavily that the attention is on what people are not doing? Or do you notice that, or in your world, that it does feel like you are noticed as well? If you get my question, because it feels like to me, looking from the outside in, that everybody focuses on what the kids are doing bad. And I just want to know, as kids that are doing good, that are now going to college and exceptionally and graduating, does do you feel that same feeling in school? Like everybody's paying attention to the kids that ain't doing good, but nobody's paying attention to us who are excelling. And I see Trinity, you want to go first? Go ahead.
Yeah. So I feel like people more heavily highlight the bad than the good, because what we know as graduate is that class of 2025 was the largest graduating class in the nation. Like throughout the whole thing, like throughout the years, class of 2025 graduates had the most graduates to graduate. And I feel like nobody recognized that, or recognized like the achievements that we have. Like there's this Black excellent woman who got I think like 7 million in scholarships, and it's like 14 and it's like graduating or something like that, or like just like, but in the news it's these kids were shooting up DuPont Circle the other day, and it's just like, can we focus on the good things instead of highlight the negative things? Everybody wants to talk about, oh, this negative thing happened, and it reflects all of our generation, Gen Z generation, instead of this one person made that bad decision, and not all of us are like that one person who decided to make a bad decision.
All right, Monty, did you have anything you want to add?
I mean, that's true. There's a lot of negative outlooks on Gen Z, whether it's like things like drugs or just overall bad choices. But I mean, I do think our generation was very successful in many different ways. And surprisingly, one of those ways was academically. In my own world, me personally, I feel that I am recognized for the good that I do academically, but I can see in like a general sense how generally they're only highlighting the loud minority of the bad things that we do, rather than the other successes that we're making or like formulating. So I agree.
Cash?
I definitely agree with Monty and Trinity. I personally feel like I am honored and I am upheld to a certain standard, but I also feel like that is because I've made people know my name. I made people look at me in a different light than what the stereotypes depict us as. Like the public wants to uphold these racial stereotypes that Black people will never be anything, or Black people are this or that, and there's some Black people, but not all Black people are smart. So like on the CCPS Instagram page, how many Black people have you actually seen getting posted and getting shown that they're doing these amazing things? Not that many. But when it comes to these higher funded schools with a higher Caucasian population, or just a higher population of students succeeding, you always see them getting posted, you always see them getting honored. So I feel like I put my name out there, I worked hard, I made people remember me when they went to sleep the next night, so they know that I'm actually about this life. I'm about upholding my grades, I'm about upholding my character. So there's definitely a stereotype that's being fueled every single day, and it just I feel like it needs to be addressed.
Okay. Hey, well, hey, that's y'all are definitely the people to do it. So that's what I wanted to see. Matty Ice, Coach, y'all got anything you want to ask or add on that?
Nah, man, I think that you got to just be mindful of that stereotype is going to continue, and it's going to take kids like yourselves to kind of change it, right? Because that's what the world wants. The world wants to paint that picture. The world doesn't want it to change. And that's what you see in politics, what you see going on in politics right now is just that. Like, so it's going to take you guys to continue to be strong and to continue to be loud in everything that you do, so that we can change that picture, right? So that's just my thoughts on it.
Matty Ice?
Yeah, I definitely think sometimes the depiction that we do see, on social media is sometimes only talks about, some the negative things with the youth today. And I do like that we are able to show, you know what I mean, having them here. And I just think it needs to be more of this, you know what I mean, to show that a lot of kids are graduating from high school, going to college at a higher rate, like Trinity was saying. And it just takes more platforms like this and you know what I mean, and other things to really show and get out there and show, like, definitely with the Black family and Black kids, man, you know what I mean, and show that we are strong families, because we talked about this before, you know what I mean, like the stereotype of dads, you know what I mean, Black fathers and things like that, that stereotype, you know what I mean, isn't true anymore. There's always going to be the outlier, and there's all, you know, there's going to be stuff like that, but overall I believe, you know what I mean, we are moving in the right direction, so we need to focus more on that than the negativity.
Yeah, for sure. Chief, how you feel?
Yeah, I agree with what everybody said. I would add that specifically for you guys, you know, that's coming up through this, that y'all have to be careful, because you know those threats come from the inside too. I mean, how many times that you guys get good grades, or do well on the exam, do well on some type of assignment, and then the first thing your peer group says, why you trying to act white? Why you talking white? Like, since when does being intelligent mean that you white? Right? You trying to be white. I mean, we act like we forget the Harlem Renaissance. You know, we act like we forget where we actually come from, and we all know that that's because that's not taught. So I just proud of y'all, and just keep standing in it. Right? It's gonna come from within also, and don't even hold them accountable for it. You know, get them grace and let it slide right off your back. It don't mean nothing. They don't know yet. One day they're gonna wake up and they'll realize where their error in their ways was at. So y'all just keep doing what y'all doing and don't worry about nobody else.
All right. Well, going on that same thing, I'm just curious about, to you, Cash. What, not to you, but I mean to the young group on here. But what do you think is the biggest misconception about high school today? Like about high school kids, and even kids as like yourself today, that you have experienced. I'll start with Cash this time.
I think the biggest misconception about high school students is that we don't care. I've heard so many adults and so many other students just say, "Oh, high school students don't really care. You know, they're just trying to get out, get their diplomas, C's, get degrees." But that's not the case. Even with the population of outliers and students that aren't doing what they're supposed to do, or getting into drugs, drinking, guns, they still have attributes that just need to be upheld, that need to be supported. Like, they're not dumb, they're not stupid. They have skills, and as you get to know them, you see those skills. You see how, if you give them the support, you give them the love, how they start to shine, how they start to thrive in the environment that they are. So the fact that high schoolers are looked at as students who are just trying to get out and get a job so they can live on their own, it kind of hurts, and it's just misleading, because that's not the case. We have goals, we have we have um we have desires, and we want to also do big things in the world too. So I just feel like that's one big misconception about high
Okay.
schoolers.
All right. Monty, what you got? What do you think the biggest misconception is?
I think one of the biggest misconceptions is like the things high schoolers do. I feel like, and maybe this is just because this is how I thought when I was in middle school. Like, you might think high schoolers are just gonna go to parties, you're gonna drink and do drugs and stuff like that. And while a lot of high schoolers maybe do smoke weed or something like that, they're not. We're not do most people that I know, most high school kids in my school, any high school I've ever been to, they're not out here partying till 3 a.m. in the morning. They actually like, in fact, most high school kids that I know from the high schools that I've been to have actually been 3.5 students. They've been like honor roll students. Sorry, that's my dog. She hears me
It's all
talking.
good.
She wants to get out. Anyways, so yeah, most high school kids that I know have been like honor roll students who actually cared about their work and weren't sitting out here like getting drunk. I think that's a big misconception that had me deceived until I actually got to high school.
All right, Trinity.
It's okay, you got it.
Okay. I'll take it from like a middle school point. Like how when I was going into high school, I did kind of think it was going to be like High School Musical. You know, we break out and dance every 5 seconds. You know, we sing in the hallway. And like be like High School Musical, and it's not like that. That's from a middle school, like a child's perspective, but like from like an adult's perspective, I feel like the most misconception is that, like Cash said, like we don't have goals, we're kind of just lazy. Ooh, that we're lazy. We're lazy is a big misconception. We are not lazy. I know all of us put in hard work. How many days we cried, how many times I said I wanted to drop out. We are not lazy. And so that's one of the big that always irks me, is that we're just lazy. And because we're laying in the bed or we're doing something, people don't see the hard work before. They just see, oh, we're tired, so now we're lazy and we're laying in the bed. Y'all don't see how many essays we had to write, and we had to college applications, this and that. And so that's one of the biggest misconceptions I've always had, is that we're lazy, and it always irks me to this day.
Okay. I don't know who would feel that way. I don't know who might have called you lazy. I'm just saying. But anyway, and I agree with y'all that and that's the whole reason why I kind of did this episode, because I agree that the misconception is out there. And like I said, and these and typically, I'm having these conversations with people who don't have teenage kids, who have 30-year-old kids or this, that, and other, and they're just like, these young kids. And I'm like, yo, these kids are doing great things, going to be great things. And I don't understand why we keep on focusing on that and not taking the time to focus on the kids. Like, like Monty's is, I know you personally, so I can say this, but she's a great actress, a great person that's going to do great things in theater and stuff like that. I know my daughter's going to, has had the passion of nursing for years and worked hard and did all kinds of stuff that I wouldn't have done when I was your age. And Chief can over there and vouch for it. Trust me, I wasn't doing none of the stuff y'all were doing. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost hypocritical of me to sit there when I tell you ain't doing nothing and you being lazy and this, that, and the other. Because, trust me, I had no goals and no ambition. I didn't know what I was. I was just trying to survive the day. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm definitely proud of y'all, each and every one of y'all, to have those goals and get the things done that needed to get done. And even seeing, all the other kids that I know, all of Trinity's friends, RJ's friends, and even the kids that are coming up now, it's the same thing. Seeing coaches' kids are amazing. You know what I'm saying? The things that they're doing and stuff like that. So, and even Matty Ice. So, for me, it's just that I just feel like it is a huge misconception out here that, all the, I guess it's the Gen Z generation. Is that correct? Is that what y'all call yourselves or whatever? That, y'all don't have any aspirations and don't have dreams and goals and things like that. So, I definitely believe that. So my next question for y'all is, what did you use to keep yourself focused in getting grades and accomplishing your goals? What was the driving factor for y'all behind it? We're gonna go backwards this time, so I'm gonna start with Trinity.
Monty can go before me. I'm still thinking.
Okay, Monty.
Never having a report card with anything less than a B. I may have a C on that progress report, but it was almost like a fun challenge. Never having any single report card with a C on it. That kind of is what motivated me.
Okay. Trinity?
What motivated me was getting my CNA certificate. That was the main thing that motivated me. Was at the end, I knew there was an end goal. I knew there was something I wanted to reach. And also, I want to thank ChatGPT, because got me through some tough times. But yeah, that's a main thing I want to.
All right. Cash.
Honestly, my dad was pretty good at motivating me, because I would always tell him, I'd be like, dang, I had this hard class and I had to write like a 10-page paper, or I had this really hard chem assignment. He's like, okay, you got it. I'm like, okay, oh no, like I actually have to do it now. So, but he gave me like good advice and like not to stress myself out and not to do all this like work and not have fun at the same time. So I feel like taking that advice really helped me like go have fun with my friends, but at the same time putting that same effort and that same time that I was having fun with my friends into my schoolwork. So then when I came home, my report cards, it was never anything less than an A. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. And Chief, as you watched through it, how did you feel about it?
I mean, for me, man, it he didn't have to get valedictorian. He didn't have to get straight A's for me. You know, for me, it was all about just providing that bubble around him so that he could figure out who he was. You know, because as the full grown adult men that's on this line right now, we all know what it was like growing up in the 90s in the DMV area, right? And we know how hard we had to be just to come out the house to get from point A to point B. And I didn't want my son to have to go through that. I wanted him to have fun, laugh, you know, play sports, whatever sport he wanted to play, you know, not forcing him into football or basketball. And if he wanted to play instrument, I wanted to provide that bubble so that he could do whatever it was he wanted to do. Because that's the only way we ever truly figure out who we are, is if we have enough room to make mistakes, we have enough room to test stuff out. If you constantly pushed into, oh, you got to sag your pants to be cool, you got to wear the black t-shirt with the shiny joints because that's the only thing that we wearing around. You know, if you forced into that mold, it don't fit. But you're not gonna figure that out until later. So anyway, back to the answer. For me, it was amazing to watch. You know, we got a little practice with his sister 2 years earlier, right? It's good having them back to back because you could try certain things, and if it don't work, you can adjust. You know, but it was amazing watching both of them grow inside of a protected bubble, because that's what I feel like I was missing. I didn't have that protection nor the correction, and I think as parents, those are our two main responsibilities, or at least as the father, is to provide protection and correction, right? So to provide those two things and back up and just watch it work, it was great, man. It's like an easy bake oven.
Okay. All right, you just compared your valedictorian son to a childhood easy bake oven, but we got what you was trying to say out of that.
I'm not comparing my son. I'm
got you.
comparing the process. Once you have a process and you figure out what doesn't work for them and what doesn't work
Yeah.
for you, then that process just becomes easy. So we were able to communicate on a level at his junior year where he can come to me and say, "Hey, look, I need some time." I'm like, "Oh, you need a mental health day? Bet. Don't go to school tomorrow."
Right.
But at the same time, on Thursday, when you do go back to school, go with your work done, right? Like we'd get them mental health breaks. We'd get them days where, like, don't worry about it, I'll call the school. Or you need to go late, you need to sleep in, whatever you need to do, because you haven't proven to me that you're willing to drop the ball. So I'm gonna be behind you, right? Hey, if you want to stay up to 2 a.m, bet. You want a pizza, you need something to eat, boom, I get it for you. Because like you said earlier, I ain't do none of the stuff he did, right?
Yeah.
And I can't help him with his homework. So the only thing I can do is protect him and leave him in the space that he want to be in. And once we figured out that rhythm with communicating that, and he didn't have to worry if I was going to be mad about this, that, or the third, then it was easy, man.
All right, I got a quick question. This is just something off the top of the head. So I'm curious, Cash, when did you realize that you had it? Like, when did you realize that, okay, this high school thing, I think I can actually do this. I can make it through there. Was there a point where you either had a conversation with your parent, you had a conversation with yourself, or anything like that, where you just was like, where you finally was like past the point of nervousness and now jumped into the realm of confidence?
Yeah, I think there's probably 3, and I'll like keep them really brief. The first one was after my freshman year because did finish my first year in marching band. I had done my classes, I had joined some clubs, and I had knew some people. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go into sophomore year, I'm gonna know people, I'm gonna try to meet new people, I'm gonna do more stuff. I was excited. And then during sophomore year, I actually ended up getting student of the year. I was like the underclassmen representative of student of the year. And I was like, oh, so I'm actually like that kid. Like I'm that kid in my class. I represent my class. So that was a big moment, a big shining moment for me to like go outside my bubble and really do stuff, like really get into classes, clubs, talk to people, be a mentor. And then during my junior year, towards the end, when I realized I was ranked number 2 or ranked number 3, I had a conversation with my parents, and I was just telling them like I really want to be valedictorian. Like I want to work hard. I want this so bad. Like I want to do anything to get valedictorian, and they just provided me with so much good like advice and correction, but just staying true to who I am, working hard. And honestly, that just like fueled the fire and saying like my fire was kind of dimming after I found out, but they like added that lighter fluid, and it exploded. And through my senior year, it just kind of everything just lined up perfectly. Like it was perfect, perfect, perfect. And honestly, that's what really propelled me was those conversations. And of course, I like prayed a lot. I talked to God. I was trying to figure out like what my path was like while I was still honoring Him. Like I didn't want to go be valedictorian and do all this stuff while stepping on people and saying that I'm better, having this ego. Like I wanted to honor God as I completed the goals that I wanted to complete for myself. Like, I wasn't doing this because my parents were telling me to do it. I wanted to do this because I wanted to do it, and God was pleased with me, and my parents were pleased with me at the same time.
Okay. All right, Monty. I'm curious to where was there ever a point where the same thing that you realized you had this? Like you was like, okay, you got out of that stage of being nervous to the stage of you were confident in what you're doing. You're muted though. There we go.
Oh, sorry. Once I realized like confident in my acting abilities or academically.
Academically, active abilities. I mean, just in high school period where you was like, oh, I got this. I can.
I started feeling more towards, okay, this is easy. Okay, I have a C in that class. I mean, if I just turn this in and turn that in, I can easily bring that up. I started feeling less stressed about it in like 11th grade. That's where it was like autopilot. Oh, this is easy. But in 9th grade, I stressed a lot because all I cared about, I mean, it's 9th grade. I'm 14. I just got to high school. I'm thinking, oh, I'm about to party it up. All I'm thinking about is like, I want to go hang out with friends, skip classes, and somehow I still ended that school year with nothing but A's and B's.
No, for real.
And I don't know how I did it, right? Even though I stressed so much. And then 10th grade, I did online campus, so I only was able to focus on my academics. And because I only focused myself on my academics, like 10th grade all the way up until now, eventually autopilot, I just got confident in like my ability to bring myself up academically. And then with my acting ability, I simply I acted. I got a role or something. I got like a monologue. I acted and I thought, hey man, I'm actually good at this. And so as I build up on it and I learn more about it and I train myself, I get more confident in my ability to actually act and like do it for a living.
All right, your dog is acting like it is having issues, but
she is in her cage and she wants to get out, but she's not gonna get out because she's distracted.
Okay. No problem. All right, Trinity, what about you? Where was the point where you realized that okay, I got this?
Probably the same, like 11th grade. Yeah, that's probably when I started being 11th senior year. Yeah, 11th senior year. Because like you said, we went to the same high school. I mean, we went for the 9th grade year.
Yeah.
And literally you could skip like the whole quarter and pass with a 3.5 or higher.
It was crazy.
So like that was kind of like my mindset of freshman year. It was like, oh, I'm gonna have fun.
Yeah.
Oh, la la da da da. Like this is gonna be fun. Like, woo. And then like I started to like lock in 10th grade and then 11th grade. I'm like, okay, like this is like, come on, Trinity, we gotta.
It's because of the work ethic.
Yeah.
Like, you built the work ethic and it's just natural. And now it's like, oh, this is easy.
And then I transferred schools, so
that helped.
That helped a lot. And then I started finding my passion in nursing. And I feel like that actually like really like helped me and like got me like on the path that I needed to, because like as a nurse, like I'm not going to be skipping seeing my patients. No, I'm not going to be partying up with my patients. No, so I have to get in that mind of a nurse, and I want to do this in the future. So okay, what do I have to do to get to that point. So that's when I started to like change my mindset of 9th grade to this is what I want to do.
All right, Coach Matty Ice, did y'all have any questions or anything that y'all wanted to ask or add?
No, I like hearing about, just because I think back on my high school, our high school days, just going through, it was a little bit, I'm gonna say different, but I'm happy to hear how focused they was, because I wasn't as focused in high school on, really thinking about going to college or other things, was focused on a lot of other things I probably shouldn't have been, man. So it's just good to hear, man, how these kids are going about it and how focused they are, and really worried about and into their future. They're already thinking down the line. You know what I mean?
All right, Coach, did you have anything?
Nah, I mean my high school career was pretty much it started off rocky, you know what I mean, and then it got some stability going into like the 11th grade when I actually switched high schools. So it's good to see that you guys. I had no consistency in the first 2 years at all. Like honestly, I didn't really want to go to school. So, but the last couple of years kind of settled me. But it's good to see young people have much better focus than what our generation had, I think. Man, there were some focused people in our generation. It just wasn't the people on this call. So, yeah, so that's really what it was. So that's all that I really got, for the group. But I'm proud, like I said, I'm proud of you guys, all of y'all, for what you guys accomplishing, and what your future holds is crazy. And for you guys to have that discipline in high school is great, because it's going to transfer over to college relatively easy for you guys. So a lot of people don't even learn that discipline until college. So just keep at it. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't have it in college.
I had it in college a little bit, but yeah, so it'll transfer over, and I'm proud of you guys. So,
yep. All right. Well, I'm gonna go with this as the last question, and we're gonna start with Trinity first. So, if you could go back and talk to yourself in the 9th grade and give yourself the best bit of advice that you could give yourself now as a senior, what would you go back and say to yourself, Trinity?
I would probably say get therapy, transfer out of schools, and find and be secure in yourself and love yourself, and also just know like you're okay and everything will be and everything will be okay, and just know like the trials and tribulations you have now is gonna be worth it in the future. And also I would say get therapy. Love therapy.
Get therapy. All right, can't complain about that. Monty, what would you told your 9th grade self if you could go back and tell yourself?
I would have told my 9th grade self to get it together. Man,
we were a mess.
It was like the friend group I chose, being blinded. I think it's like not only was it the people I chose to be around, but the things that I did myself, like the faults that I have. It was like all of that could have been avoided if I just got it to like. All of that could have been avoided with simple common sense and not being like, I guess, being secure in yourself enough to not have to be around other people. A lot of my choices I made obviously didn't make sense. They weren't rooted in critical thinking. And they came from like, especially the people I decided to hang out with, they came from like a desperation. Like I'm coming out of lockdown, locked in my room all 8th grade year. I just want to be around people. I don't care who it is. So I would 100% tell myself to get yourself together, bro. Come on, think about it. Just use your brain. Does that make sense?
It's okay to be alone.
It's okay to be alone. It's pretty great sometimes.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, understood that. All right. Cash, what about you? What would you tell your 9th grade self?
I would tell my 9th grade self to really find your like my own spiritual connection. Like my mom, she has her thing. Like, she's really deeply rooted into it, and it's a good roadmap. It's a good path to follow, but that doesn't also have to be my path of Christianity with God and my relationship with God. I feel like even now it's still hard to this day finding out like where me and God stand like on a relationship standpoint. So I would tell myself earlier on to take the time out the day to read your Bible, to pray, because that's the only way you're going to make a relationship with him. And yes, it's hard now. Yes, I'm working on it now, but if I started in freshman year, think about where I'd be spiritually now. But at the same time, I'm not upset, and I'm not regretting my decision I made in my freshman year of not, you know, making that stance with God, because I mean, I could not be in this situation right now. I could be in a totally different situation, but I'm aware that I could still do better, and that my freshman self could also do better if I told him.
All right. Well, I'm gonna let the old folks answer real quick. If you can go back and talk to your ninth grade self, Chief Aylor, what would you have told your ninth grade self?
So I got two answers for you. The first answer is I probably wouldn't have said nothing. If I knew that my life would be the way it is today, I wouldn't have said nothing. Because he needed, that ninth grade dude needed to go through what he went through so that this young man and my daughter can see the life that they about to have, right? Because that's all part of our journey, right? We got to enjoy the journey. But Lord knows, this is the second part of that answer. Man, Rodney, boy, I would have probably like been more like you and Troy. I probably would have been more like hey, let's play video games and go to the ice box. And then all the other stuff I was doing, I wouldn't have did. Right. I was just doing too much. I'd have just told my younger self, like, look, man, you don't have to. You know what? Honestly, the best answer I got for you, I'd have told my ninth grade self to listen to his valedictorian speech.
Hey.
Because you know what it was? All of us was out there trying to dress the same, go to the same go-go's, talk to the same girls, smoke the same weed. We was all fighting for scraps when there was such a bigger world out there that we wasn't really paying attention to because we was too busy trying to fit in the wrong mold. So I would have told my ninth grade self to listen to his valedictorian speech, and there you go.
All right, Mighty Ice.
I like that too, man. Like, you know, like you said, you got to go through some things. So, you know, man, it's definitely some things in my life I would change, you know what I mean? But I'm happy with my life as well. So, but if I could tell myself something, I would probably tell myself to take advantage of this time, because you only, you know what I mean, you only have that time once, you know what I mean? You're only in the ninth grade once, you're only in high school once. So, you know what I mean, take advantage of that time, man, because it can propel you in a lot of different ways. You know what I mean? It can be a stepping stool for you, or it could be a hindering block, you know what I mean? Something that creates something that you have, the challenges you have to work past. So I would have told myself to just take this time more seriously, be a little more focused. So I could have maybe had set myself up for earlier success, you know what I mean? In life. So, you know what I mean, just take advantage of this time, y'all, man. I've seen that y'all have, and then as y'all going into college, just, you know what I mean, enjoy college, enjoy the moments. You know, you're always gonna have that pressure, man, but sometimes the pressure you put on yourself, just enjoy it too, man. You know what I mean? Enjoy college as well while you're going through these moments, man. So you always have something to look back on.
Yeah, I mean, I feel kind of like what Chief said, that you know, I got two answers. One that, yeah, I did have to go through a lot of things, and a lot of those things that I went through made me the father that I am today. The father who, you know, I don't know, my daughter can agree or not agree, but the father who always, in my opinion, I kept it real. Like I like, if something was going on, I didn't respond the way that my parents respond, which was to beat the hell out of me until I got it together or whatever. Even though my parents, you know, my parents weren't there, but life beat the hell out of me. You know what I'm saying? I kind of tried to make sure I kept because I went through so much trying to figure out myself. I kind of always wanted to have a safe place for my kids to figure it out and to be there for them if they had a question or asked a question. You know what I'm saying? I do feel that me and my daughter have a very great relationship, one that we can talk about anything, even if I don't want to talk about or hear her opinion on whatever it is that she wants to bring out or whatever. But it was something that I didn't want this world to be even though the world's going to be tough enough, you know what I'm saying, as you go into college and everything and you experience it, it's going to be tough enough. I didn't want my daughters or my son to feel like they didn't have a place to go no matter what. You know what I'm saying? As I grew up, I felt a lot of time during my childhood, I felt like I didn't belong. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have a place. My father passed away when I was 11. My mom and I had a rough relationship during the time of the age you are now. And, and I never felt like I belonged. So, I wanted to make sure that my children had a comfortable place to grow and be able to be them and didn't feel like they had to be someone else. Like there was times that I've talked to my daughter and just told her that, whenever I saw her going in the direction of, like, one of the tough conversations for me was to tell her that with me, I didn't want her to go in the style of asking for forgiveness instead of asking for permission. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a time where my daughter go out and do something and then tell me, and then it's more like she's now asking for forgiveness. And I told her, I was like, look, you can ask for permission with me. You know what I'm saying? I may say no, or I may give you a different suggestion or whatever the case may be. Remember that? If you saying something, say it out loud. So I can, hey, unmute. Don't be talking in the background. Unmute. I want to hear what you had to say. Go ahead. I know you had something to say.
I didn't have anything to say. Continue.
Huh?
You can continue.
You agree with what I'm saying or you don't agree? I want to know.
I'm agree. I'm just trying to pinpoint which situation you're talking about.
Oh, wait, it was when I said that directly to you. I was like, don't be going. I said, with me, don't go that route. Don't go that route where you're asking for forgiveness instead of asking for permission because you think you can't ask for permission. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm not going to agree with everything you do. Yeah, what's up?
No, I agree with you. I got another way I had to kind of put that same conversation. And It's funny because I used to use this on my soldiers for years before I had to use it with my kids. I would always tell them, like, look, give me an opportunity to do my job. If you go out here and start making decisions that is my responsibility to make that decision and you mess it up, I can't help you. All I can do is pull you out the mud and wipe you off. But if you give me an opportunity to be dad, if you give me an opportunity to be chief, you bring me the problem first, we could talk about it, figure out what we both think. And, if it's a certain level of a problem, I'm going to let you make the solution yourself based on our conversation. But if you take my opportunity of being, a father to you away by going and making some rash decision on your own, then you left with your own results.
Yeah, 100%. I got you on that. But it was because I remember Trinity's 9th grade year, the one that they talking about, and I definitely was going to kill all of them. I wasn't just going for her. Her friends was going to catch them strays too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that they came through that though. But and I told her, I was like, I want this to be a teaching moment for you. You know what I'm saying? And Trinity, I mean, Trinity, unmute.
Yes.
All right. During that 9th grade year, did you think I was going to kill you? Did you think that was going to happen? Or would you think, how was that? You said that was rough for you. I mean, what was it for you? Or you don't want to talk about it?
I'll talk about it.
I mean, y'all graduated now. Yeah, I still got the video of you and your friends doing that stupid shit. And I could have sent it to all the parents.
I'll talk about it. I don't have no problem. So my freshman year, I indulged.
Oh no, don't get it. Don't get into all that. I thought you was going to talk about the solution, not the problem.
Oh, okay. Basically,
but you go ahead. You tell the story however you want, baby. I'm gonna stop interrupting.
Basically, I was going through a time, and grass is like a good color, so I started indulging in grass, and then basically my parents found out, and it was it was a time, I feel like I feel like that the outcome was good, of course, because I'm here now. But I feel like when I was going through the situation, it was more of not what I was doing, but inside there was another underlying problem that I was going through, not that I was going through personally, silently. And I think my parents could tell a little bit, but I think they were just waiting on me to come to them because I was going through it. And so when I say therapy, I mean therapy. And so with that, I feel like that kind of opened doors for me and my dad, especially, where okay, now I guess it's time to have a more open and honest conversation. I guess it kind of opened the doors where it was okay, I guess it was a growing point in our relationship. That was one of the growing points in our relationship. But I feel like just being honest and having that honest, hard conversation, yes, it was hard, but it was a conversation that needed to be had, because at that time I was going through a path where if they probably haven't found out, I'll be honest, would not be here right now, because I was just, anyway. But the point is that having those open conversations with your parents, no matter how hard it is, even though it's hard, they won't know that you're going through something silently if you don't express it or just show it, because it's okay to not be okay. And that's one of the things that I always stand by, that it's okay to be not okay. But if people don't know you're okay, they don't know how to go through that process with you if they don't know that you're not okay. And so I guess it's being honest and open, and having that open communication with my mom and with my father was probably the best thing for a relationship. And now we're at a point where now we can have open and honest conversations with each other. So that's my little spiel.
God. Okay. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this. I got a reel. I only got one, so we're gonna go into one reel, and then it was something that I just saw and wanted to bring up and see how y'all felt about what y'all, the young kids on here, and even the dads on here can throw their
young adults now, man.
Young
they
adults,
graduates.
Man, they're still kids to me. They're gonna be with it. But young adults. And tell me what you think, and we'll see. Let's go. Oh, hold on.
Hello, Father's Day. I don't even know why I'm getting so excited. I ain't getting I'm a father. I don't hang around men who don't take care of their kids. And quite frankly, I don't even know any. Come get this medicine, boy, so you can stop coughing. You drank it all? I'm a father. Of course I'm happy my son wants to play football like his old man. But deep down, I'm a little scared, y'all. I know how rough the game can be. I'm a father. I get blamed for everything.
Did you give him some medicine?
Yes, I gave him some medicine.
You probably didn't give him enough. Did you give him the amount that's on the bottle?
I gave him the amount. You do it. You do it. I'm a father. I am not your mother. Your mother's going to hold your hand through everything and pick you up when you fall and kiss your boo-boo when you hurt yourself. It's my job to tell you to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and try to figure it out for yourself. I'll be honest, though. I'm going to be watching nervously the entire way. It hurts me not helping you, especially when I can. But I just know how hard life is, and I need you to be mentally prepared for whatever it throws at you, even if I'm not here. Goodbye, Mother's Day.
All right, there we go. So that was just a short about the how we kind of feel as fathers and things like that, and I know that me and my daughter have had this conversation, and now from her being a child to now being a young adult, that she kind of sees things a little differently. I'm just curious to I'll start with Trinity and see what she has to say about it. I'm gonna let her go ahead and drop whatever bombshell she want to drop. But as now as an adult and you look at your parents, do you see them the same as you did when they was a kid, or has the veil like came out? How do y'all feel? Trinity?
Okay. I feel like the veil kind of revealed itself, I'm just because I have a little brother, and the things that like used to make it's just different when you grow up, and now you can actually like see it. Because when my little brother, like, let's say my dad says something to him about cleaning his room, right? And I remember I used to get so upset, and I thought like my dad was yelling at me and this and that, and he doesn't love me and blah 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 blah. And my brother is just crying over clean your room. And I'm just sitting here like, I remember when I used to cry about that. And it's just like, it was not, as a child and as now, it was not as serious as I thought it was. And then also like, it's kind of see when my dad, like when my mom gets mad and my dad be like, okay, I'm gonna be quiet and go to my corner. And the whole time I'm thinking my dad was like, yelling at my mom. And my dad is just in the corner quietly sitting there with his hands just peaceful. But yeah, that's what I gotta say.
Like a perspective change.
Yeah, it was like a perspective change. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. As you get older, I used to think my dad was like the worst person in history. But, now I love him and he's like my heart, I used to blame everything on my dad, oh, I didn't get an A in this class. It's because of my dad, I broke my tablet. My dad broke it. Yeah.
There you go. I remember it. Anyway, Monty, what about you and your parents? How is the I can't say it now. Has there been a perspective change now that you are a young adult and looking at them?
100%. I feel like at some point, like definitely with my dad, perspective change. I still love my dad with all of my heart, 100%. If he was still here, he'd still be my best friend, I believe. But like that view of my dad I had at first, thinking that man is indestructible, all that definitely changes to saying how he's just a human. That happened for both my dad and my mom. And with my mom, it was more of a relationship, kind of like a relationship dynamic change of not just being mother and daughter, but like in a sense becoming friends. Like you know what I'm saying? Like at some point when I got to high school, it went from "you're so annoying, mom" to like it went from my mom being a mom to her being a mom and a friend, if that made sense. Obviously, it was because a maturity change, and I still understand, oh, that's my mother before anything. But there was definitely a relationship dynamic change that helped me to see my mom in a very different way than I used to. I don't just see her as an authority figure, but like literally as a friend. We have very open conversations. We talk a lot. Yeah, a lot of things changed because our relationship changed for the better, if that makes sense.
I feel like I want to add on. I also feel like the more you grow up, the more like if you have like that relationship with your parents, especially mine, like I don't know, like I used to like hate like freshman year going through it, hate coming home, like I used to just it was just like going through it, and like I blamed my parents for everything going on in my life that was wrong. And then like just like the way I got older and mature, like I just love my parents deeply now. Like I appreciate them more. Like the way I wrote my college essay about them, like it's just like I love them and I appreciate everything they do. Either if it's like buying me McDonald's or buying me Chipotle, I appreciate, and I just like love them. And like my mom is like my best friend.
I love how you said, I appreciate everything they do, even if it's just giving you $500. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I love how you literally said that.
Like, buy me a car. I like so
the little things.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
A
How
house
about get
maybe.
muted? Let's go to Cash. What about you? Is you know, how you feel now, and is there a difference? So
I feel like my relationship with my parents it wasn't like out of the norm or anything. Like, I'm a military child. My dad, he was deployed every so often. So younger me grew that connection with my mom more. And my dad was just like kind of scary. Like, I kind of knew not to mess around with him. And he would like always like jack me up if I did like, okay, I feel like he would always jack me up even if I was doing like the little dumb things. And I feel like I'd be getting jacked up for no reason. And I'm like what did I do to you? Like, he would always be jacking me up. But I mean, at younger me, I didn't really see it wasn't as our connection wasn't as powerful. Like, I played the game with him or whatever. I talked to him, but we never had like those deep conversations. But as I got older and started going through high school, we just had conversations so easy. It wasn't hard to come and talk to him. We just started talking, and we just talk about whatever we want to talk about. And that's when I started really building my connection with him. And that's when he started jacking me up less. And that's when I realized, like, I just have to do what I'm supposed to do, and he'll be 100 times proud of me. But at the same time, through my time growing up as a kid, growing up in middle school and high school, they went from strict 8:30 bedtime to, okay, like 10 p.m. bedtime on the weekend, you got 12 a.m. to now I could just pretty much do whatever I want because I've built that connection, I built that trust, and now I think me and my dad's connection is really good. Like, we just talk about like whatever, like it don't even matter. We just talk and talk and talk. But those jacking ups definitely helped, taught me not to be a knucklehead, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Definitely hear that. All right, old folks, you got anything to add or anything to say before we end the show?
I just add that it's also, the kids grow and mature, but then also I want to say that we as parents grow and mature too. You know what I mean? As we learn our kids, and as we get older, we start seeing things a little bit different. Because I know me as starting off having my son at an early age, me and my wife, only thing we could do is what we knew and what our parents kind of taught. But then as we got older and started learning new ways, you kind of start approaching things differently. So I think it's a collaboration of growth between, when you're growing with your kids, man. And then you definitely, it's a blessing when you can grow through it, and the bond gets stronger as they get older, because I've seen it go the other way unfortunately for some families and parents, where their kids, they don't even talk to their kids or whatever like that. So it's definitely a blessing, man, when you can grow and make that bond stronger with your kids as they get older.
Yeah, for sure, man. I 100% agree. And I just give y'all an example of what it was for me. It was really during COVID, man, because I had been, I'm still in the Army, but I had been in all these constant tactical units deploying and all of that. But then that time frame from 2019 to 2020, I was out in Illinois working for Caterpillar and almost like an internship program. So we wearing khakis and polos every day, right? And just going to hang out at Caterpillar. We learning some things. But then when COVID hit, they was like, yo, stay home. Like, y'all ain't on the clock, no way. Just stay home, take your computer. So this was the first time, I think me and my wife was married probably 14, 15 years at a time. This was the first time I was in my house with my family for 6 months straight without going to the field, without going to Afghanistan, without having some crazy, like field type environment. It was the first time for 6 months. Woke up in the morning, went to sleep in the morning in my bed at my home. And it was funny because like everybody was kind of like tiptoeing around me. Like we had all kind of gotten to like, I don't know, everybody was mad at me or something. And I kind of snapped and was like, look, I'm trying to figure out this new thing too. Like, I ain't been around y'all this long. I don't know what's going on. Like, y'all gotta give me a chance, man. This is the new softer side of me. Like, just talk and say what you try, So anyway, it was and and I enjoyed it. It was the best 6 months of my life, and it kind of influenced my decision to go ahead and get out the Army when I did. So, yeah, man, all like to Maddie's point, man, like we mature together, you know, and I think the earlier we as parents communicate that down to our kids, because I didn't know that I was maturing with them. You know what I'm saying? I was just dad. I'm gonna do what I got to do. But then once I realized I'm maturing with them, I had to tell them like, look, y'all, this is the newer, softer side of me. Like, give me a chance. You know. So I think the earlier that you identify that you're maturing with your kids and you explain that to them, the better it's gonna be.
I also, oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No, you good.
Yeah. I also, to that point, I feel like my dad also had to learn how had to grow with me in a sense where he had to learn as a growing up as becoming a woman, how I am and certain things that happen and how I respond to things is different than how he responds to things. And I had to learn how he responds to things are different than how I respond to things. He's more of a problem solver and wants to fix things quickly and like just wants to fix the problem. I'm more of, I just need a hug and then we can fix the problem. You give me a hug, let me cry a little bit, and then we can fix the problem. And he had to learn that about me because he would try to fix it and then I would just like go into a frenzy because I'm not mentally ready for it to be fixed right now. And so he had to learn that about me. And I had to learn that it's not intentional to him, that he's not intentionally trying to hurt me or intentionally trying to make me feel a certain way. It's just how he knows. And we just had to learn that about each other so we can like figure out what we both need. So that's
definitely like what we're talking about, like maturing with each other. For me, I'm very simple. Like I think I'm really simple-minded. You know, I don't really need all these flashy things, all these flashy solutions or problems. I just need a plan and we finish the solution like that, like get it done as quick as possible. I'm really simple. And I mean, it was difficult at times because like with my dad, retiring, he's home more often. He can come to the games and the football stuff. And he's trying to figure out like where we stand. He's always like, oh, do I need to be here? Do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? Do I need to do that? I'm like, no, like it's real chill. It's simple. You don't really need to do much to please me or make me happy. I just seeing that you understand me and you just meet like my simple requests is more than enough. And you don't have to do anything more to make me, like you more. I already like you a lot. So my simple request and my simple mindset is just that was definitely how we matured as a lot. That's why I feel like it was easy for me and my dad to mature. I feel like it only took like a year maybe because we both have a similar way of like solving problems and going about certain things. It's not like we're trying to jump through loopholes. We just want to get through the task as fast as possible in the easiest way possible too.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. So I mean, hey, this was a great show. I definitely enjoyed having y'all here with us today and just having this simple conversation. I do believe that it is a conversation that as parents and just us as men and fathers and everything like that to have with our children, whether they're male or female, this, that, and the other. Because I definitely learned as I got older that I had to treat each child differently. There's not, my son, yeah, I could jack him up. My daughter, I could not. If I jacked her up, it would be 2 weeks before she would even talk to me or even understand what I was trying to say to her. No message would get put across. None of that. I just learned, just give me your phone. Give me your phone. Come here. Give me your phone.
There was one time I didn't talk to him. Like, I'm real. I get that from my mom.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Your mom said what, petty? That's what you get from her? That's what she said. But anyway, Molly, thank you for watching and checking us out. Yeah, she was raised by a semi-good dad. I appreciate it. And a great mom. So, it definitely takes both of us to do it. But I just want to make sure y'all know that us here at Dad Mentality, Cash, Monty, Trinity, was that we are all extremely proud of y'all. You know, I know the road was not easy, and the road is still not going to be easy as you get into college and go into life. You know, the thing about it is that you just got to keep your head up and know that life is going to be peaks and valleys. And anytime you're in the valley, you know, you got to take those times that you was attend and last and hang on to them. But also remember, I know for my daughter, my family, any one of y'all, if you ever, you ever need a person to talk to, you ever need a person to just come and just lay your feelings out there and just express them, I'll always be here for y'all. And I know the parents here are all going to be there for their kids, and any of us would be willing to talk to y'all about anything. You know, Monty and Cash, I probably told Monty this to Cash and let you know, your Uncle Rodney will always be there for you. And if you can't call your dad because you're worried about him, you can call me. I'll save you and keep it a secret. You get one secret from your father or your mother, Monty and Cash. One. That's it, though. But after that, I'm snitching. I'm letting you know that now. So, but I'll give you one time. I'll pick you up and won't say nothing, drop you off where you need to be or get you out of whatever situation. So, you know what I'm saying? You got that one time. But I definitely want to tell all of y'all, I'm proud of y'all. I'm excited about seeing what's next. I'm excited about seeing what y'all got going on as y'all go through your college years and grow and become adults. And I'm excited that when we get old, we can come over your house and mess it up like y'all have done to our house for many of years. So I can't wait to come in there and leave the refrigerator door open. I can't wait to leave every light on in the house. I can't wait to go in a room and the room be clean when I go in there, but when I come out, it's destroyed. I'm gonna figure out how y'all do that. And when I get old, I'm gonna get to do that to all of y'all. So I definitely can't wait for that. But thank y'all for joining us today. Thank you for having this candid conversation. I hope more people have this candid conversation with their kids and family. And we appreciate y'all and God bless. Good night.
Rod, I got one alibi. Hey, just remember how we started this. Philippians 4, 6-9. All right, go back and read it for yourself, right? Make your own common sense out of it. And Rodney, we should do a 1-year anniversary, see how they first year went.
Absolutely, 100%. For sure. Definitely down. Definitely, yeah. We can make this an annual thing or biannual, either or. It don't matter. I'm down for it. As long as y'all are willing to join us, even from college, wherever, we'll have these conversations. And every Monday at 7:00, you can join in and tap in. You want to join and talk about something. You got a topic. You got something on that's going on in college that you want to discuss and just have a conversation with us. Hey, y'all know where I'm at. And I definitely have y'all on anytime. So, all right. And so anyway, God bless. Good night.